Ferries can carry you across a river or even the ocean. Look for a ferry NPC to receive a ferry quest. If you're near water, you can summon a boat. However, if you move away from the water, the summoning will automatically be cancelled. If your boat is destroyed in battle, you will be temporarily unable to summon it. Ferries can carry you across a river or even the ocean.
The Dahuta cult had indeed had something to do with the Nuian knight's death. However, it was a mystery why they would want to act against a Nuian elf alliance. Such an alliance would be a significant change in the current power structure. It seemed they should have welcomed it as a sign of the goddess herself. Rumors swirled that the sea goddess had gone insane and lacked the power she'd once possessed. This made her cult's devotion seem even more suspicious. Why worship a failing god when Nui still regularly brought the worthy back from the brink of death? Nui's power was obvious, but Dahuta's power was legendary, stuck in the realm of stories and myth. You'd already killed countless of Dahuta's disciples. Whatever power she'd given them hadn't been nearly enough to save their lives.
skill to play lutes and flutes. Lutes restore health and flutes restore mana.
The cultist's letter was written in the elves' characteristic looping language, which told you nothing except that it could have been written by an elf or an educated Nuian. It did, however, remind you of another letter. It was a moment before you realized you were remembering one of Aranzeb's letters, not yours. A desperate letter, a journey to a shadowy palace, an Aranzebia, now Dahuta, awaiting his arrival. You glimpsed Aranzeb's face in a mirror, then realized it wasn't a mirror, but a doorway. The reflection wasn't Aranzeb, but an elf who looked almost exactly like him. One of dozens of identical servants, all enchanted to wear Aranzeb's face. Aranzebia moved to kiss her godfather, and he recoiled. Aranzeb's words echoed in your mind. No, my heart blooms only for Kiprosa.
Weapons and armor. Check your folio for available designs and material requirements.
Skirmishes in White Arden, elves dying on the battlefield, cries of war and terror. By now, it was unsurprising when your experiences called up more of Aranzeb's memories. New images from your mind's depths solidified before you. Through Aranzeb's gaze, you saw other battlefields, each bloodier than the last. Misery, terror, devastation, the wake of the god of destruction. Finally, you saw Aranzeb face Kyrios on the battlefield. I'll let you surrender, the dread god snarled. My fight isn't with you. I am rightful heir, and my only goal is to unite this kingdom under one banner. How can your eyes be both so clear and so blind? Aranzeb whispered. His words echoed within you as Maladis brushed off your warnings about the cult and the seal stone.
점점 많아지는
Hundreds of years ago, the Hereafter Gate had opened in this forest. Thousands of innocents had poured through, fleeing the destruction of their continent. Nui's gift to all people, life in the face of death. Everyone knew this story. It was history. What you now learned was that the gate had remained ever since, protected by the Arden Guard and locked shut by mystical seal stones. Without the seal stones, the gate could be easily pierced by the remnants of Kyrios's forces. His army had rained death on an entire continent and thirsted to do so again. Naturally, they'd been trying to weaken the seal stones for centuries. And now, your own people were aiding them. How could their eyes be both so clear and so blind? You helped repair the seal stone before the gate was totally breached. Only the first waves of the Crimson Army broke through, not the vast legions. Even better news, Kyrios had not been among them. But where was he, if not leading an attack on the gate? You searched Aranzeb's memories for clues. You saw Aranzeb with other members of the expedition, hatching a plan to save their people. They wanted to seal Kyrios inside the garden, locking him away for all eternity. To stop him from realizing what was happening, 3 of his friends would face him in battle, distracting him with their very lives. Aranzeb volunteered. Meanwhile, Nui would use her new powers to transport the people to their new home. Elves prided themselves on their prowess in battle. They'd been perfecting these skills ever since the exodus from Auroria centuries ago. To see how easily they could be defeated by the Crimson Army was shattering. Mustering his dignity, Balayan apologized to the Arden Guard on behalf of the Council and Eocad. He vowed that the elves would repay the debt caused by their foolishness. As he and a human Arden Guard shook hands, you remembered another handshake. Aranzeb and the other adventurers agreeing to the plan to deal with Kyrios. You could feel that Aranzeb was filled with regret. Not at the thought of fighting Kyrios, or the prospect of losing his life, or even the knowledge he'd never see Kyprosa again. What he regretted was having to seal off the Garden Otherworld. But why?